What's up, guys? Vince right here, and welcome back to VinzTalk, where I talk about topics. I just, really just ramble or just talk about the news. Sometimes I go, rambling, or sometimes I go like full Omni or Keemstar of news that I want to talk about. But, nothing controversial, at least stuff that I'm trying my best not to be trolled because I don't know how to handle that, okay? I don't know what's up with YouTube drama, but there's this whole war going on between the Quarterine and VinzTalk USA, and that's what's going on. Which I have nothing to fight. Also, like a YouTuber named Keffel's in it, so it's pretty much them going after sponsors or something like that. So yeah, and that's what I just found out. At least during this time, who knows? It could be settled. I don't know, but that's what's happening. Also, did you guys like the podcast with me and Stefan? It was a pretty good one, I would say. I always keep having these short, like it's always around 30 minutes or something because of just like where we at and how long we've been recording, especially me not having, any home, and pretty much like just decided to record at the parking lot, just usual and chilling out, especially during that day where it was kind of cool out there. It was such a perfect, weather. It wasn't warm despite it being summer, and man, it was a good time. So pretty much hope you guys enjoy it. I'm hoping that he achieves his music career. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not a music artist, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, he's going through a lot. He's struggling. And I could only kind of hope for, the best, especially when you're that small. It's kind of hard for you to actually ever get any, attention or any like reliability of different producers, because I think that's how you actually really create the music you want, is getting a producer. And right now, Stefan's struggling with that. So if any music producers here, at least in California, if you're watching this video, help my boy Stefan. Just go check out that podcast in the previous video in the YouTube feed. And yeah, hopefully, I don't know. I doubt that there's any producers listening to this, but you never know. Anyways, yeah, let's dig into some news. As I already got into, I already talked about the Courtney versus Rich, and also, yeah, there's another big news surrounding Twitter, especially Elon Musk, how he was trying to actually, buy Twitter, but then decline it. Like it says so that, he's declined because of the amount of spam bots. I don't know what's that about, but yeah, it seems like he's not really, getting Twitter after all. It's always been kind of back and forth is if Elon's like ever buying Twitter, if he's not, is he or is he not? Like, it's always been back and forth because I heard little bits of it, but now he's declining and now it's falling apart. Like, it's kind of like, he set up for this big, huge anticipation, and now it's like falling down like a big tower that he created, like a full-on domino effect, So that's what's happening between Elon and Twitter. Like, I don't know what's happening. Will he buy it? Will he not? Like, I'm just curious. Like, where is his lean to? And also, pretty much random news in terms of like Webtoon news, which is something that I'm supposed to talk about in the animation. But this is a short kind of like VinzTalk, so there really isn't nothing crazy at all. But YouTuber Dr. Bonehead, which is a person that kind of helped me between, that whole copyright strike thing that happened last year, or at least the, year after that when my channel was, terminated. And, he's kind of like helped me. It didn't really help much, but at least he kind of helped, in a way, give me email and everything like, hey, talk to this person if you need help. And that's what I usually remember Dr. Bonehead, because that's kind of like the only kind of way of me talking to him. I'm not sure if he watches my videos due to the fact that we're both Webtoon influencers. But he is a Webtoon influencer. He operates within the action side, at least in Tower of God. All Tower of God content. If you know Tower of God, it's a popular action series, fantasy series on Webtoon. I never read it. I heard about it, but they also have an anime and stuff. But yeah, that's what his content surrounds, is usually reading Dr. Bonehead. But for me, I read a bunch of Webtoons, usually surrounding fantasy and romance. But for Dr. Bonehead, he raised money for charity, and it kind of inspired me to one day raise money for charity, for actually doing something like that. I don't know how to really do it. I don't even know how to stream. I never know how to stream, honestly. I was planning to. I was really thinking about it, but like, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the future, because I don't know how to set it up. I have a cheap PC, so that's going to be kind of like hard to really operate. And also like I can always like record or just maybe stream, just, you know, showing my face, even though I never show my face because I don't want to. But something, just recording something would be nice. It's just that I don't know how. Okay, it's going to be some setting up and something to actually work on. So who knows? I might be live streaming and it could turn into a charity where I could raise money for different charities and operations, and pretty much, you know, just making something big, you know. And that's kind of like an idea that me and Stefan had in mind. So that could be coming soon. But I kind of want to start live streaming for myself and for you guys. So I don't know what game to play. I have a bunch of them in Steam. I wish I can play some, you know, live stream or record on my Switch, which I don't know how. I think I need an Elgato or like, you know, some recording device to actually make that work. But it is something in the future that I want when it comes down to recording my content and also like live streaming, and something that I want to do, which he did, which is basically Dr. Bonehead did it for like 24 hours, a 24-hour live stream. I kind of felt guilty that I didn't see some of it, but he kind of, like, he has the whole community there helping him, and also the amount of money he has raised was kind of very inspirational, especially that thank you video, you know. So yeah, shout out to Dr. Bonehead, you know. Something that I want to bring. There's really not much news in terms of like anything involving like webtoon or webtoon creators, which is probably a good thing. But speaking of like, you know, other things going on and not the really good things, this is not a webtoon creator, but this is a creator, that's for sure. I show speed, you know. Yeah, I gotta be careful with talking about this because I don't really want to actually, I heard that talking about this particular or even showing videos could get some people banned or comment, because that is also another news. Other than the fact that he light his house on fire of just a firework, a Pikachu firework, lighting his house on fire. I'm like, wow, so smart. Wow, good job, I should speed. But it also has been taking out videos, or at least his network, which is like this Portuguese network, actually taking out videos. So there's gonna be nothing in the screen involving actual speed. If anything, you know, there's like, I don't know if he might see this or hear this. I don't know. Like, I feel like YouTube or some network could be tracking down whoever says the certain name or talk about the certain, like, you know, events. But I'm too small to actually ever have that happen to me. So, like, you know, this individual just basically, like, literally, how can you not talk about this? So for those that don't know, 4th of July just passed by, and it was a good time, I would say. I was actually at a cousin's house and also like eating and swimming and, you know, just doing that usual stuff. Usually it was a very chill, chill 4th of July for me. But this was no chill 4th of July. He literally like had fireworks surrounded, by the way, of this one firework that he lit up. For some reason, he had just had the fireworks close to this one firework that is already like turned on, and it's the Pikachu firework next to a bunch of other fireworks. And he just lighted up and just light up his house. Literally, okay? Even the mom was there. And this guy has a big following. I was kind of shocked. He was like, what, 10 million subscribers? I'm like, bro, you don't even have your own mansion or something? Like, you couldn't have it like anywhere else, but instead you decided to F up your own room. I guess that's what the attention is, just to get them views and get them likeness. This guy doesn't need that. Like, if anything, he's already good. He has 10 million. I mean, if it 1 million, what, you need 20 million subscribers? Like, what is really worth of actually lighting your house on fire? Like, seriously, like, it's insane. And pretty much, like, you know, and, you know, of course, his fire was, you know, his house was on fire, and pretty much, you know, to the point where he was calling his mom. Like, the dude was also, like, shirtless. I don't know how old this dude is. Like, I feel like somewhere around 20s or whatever. But seriously, that is the most childish thing ever, to actually just, you know, decide, like, hey, I'm just gonna light fireworks in my house. I'm like, bro, just go outside. What are you doing? Like, seriously, like, that's just the dumbest kind of, like, you know, and rightfully so that he deserves it. And, you know, not really, like, you know, like it's just like, why would you, like, you know, it's for the attention. I get it, you know, and most people said it, and this is just my way of, you know, really sharing this. But it's like, yeah, I can't believe this happened. This was a pretty dumb idea, and it worked. Pretty much it worked, because here I'm talking about it. Here you know, and other people are talking about it. He's getting the clout he wanted, even though he doesn't need it. What really kind of upsets me is, like, he already has a following. He has like millions and millions of subscribers, but just decide to get more. Like, how greedy can you be? Like, it's insane, you know? So I should speak that actually just, you know, I don't know what happened after that or something. Like, he thought the firework would be like, you know, a Pikachu firework itself. Any fireworks, you light it outside, not in your house. Okay, that's a terrible idea. The amount of fire hazards that he has in his house is insane. Almost all wood everywhere. Okay, but, you know, decided to do it. Okay, in Game Cloud, and boom, boom, boom. Okay, 4th of July present right there. Okay, why? I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand in this generation of, you know, certain kids really wanting attention, really wanting the following or something, but they do some stupid stuff to actually get that. And sometimes, you know, usually it doesn't work, you know, but sometimes, unfortunately, it does. And this is one of those instances. So anyways, moving on next to convention news, something that I want to talk about, which is, I always like talking about conventions. I love going to conventions in terms of anime and gaming conventions, like the ones that I've been to in the past. Like recently I went to FanimeCon, and also I went to like TwitchCon and PAX, and, you know, and also one of Rooster Teeth's conventions as well. And RTX did their convention, which is part of Rooster Teeth, and it's RTX Austin. And I really tried to look up some videos. It was lacking videos. It was lacking a lot in terms of their content for RTX. And I don't know if it's because they don't want people recording, because it's exclusive in the RTX site. But, like, you know, RTX Austin, like, you know, I really wish I can watch more of it. There was not a lot of content at all. It was lacking. It was pretty much, there was a couple of vlogs. That's it. That's it. And I heard it was small or something like that. And, you know, it just didn't really, you know, went to the direction it wanted to go. And I heard it was just not that good at all. It wasn't crazy. It was not bad. It just wasn't, from the way I see it, it would have been a waste if I actually went there. I mean, if I lived in Texas and I went here, and it would probably be worth it. Especially meeting one of the Rooster Teeth guests as well, and people from Achievement Hunter and, you know, Off Topic and the podcast. Like, it would have been dope, you know, but, you know, I feel like it wouldn't be worth it if I go there. Now, I do want to witness Rooster Teeth. I do want to, you know, witness, RTX Austin 2000, like maybe 23 or 24, because that's one of the conventions that I kind of have down on the list that I wanted to go. But it feels like there was not much. There wasn't much. I wanted to see the Ruby panel. I couldn't find it. I wanted to see some of their other panels, you know, but I couldn't find that as well. So there was literally not a lot of content at all. And I was like wondering, like, what happened? And also there was another convention going on that happened recently. It was like kind of like during RTX, which was Anime Expo. And I'm like shocked to hear this, okay? And pretty much, of course, I've seen this as one of my recommended videos from Amazing Lucas. Some people hate him, some people like him. I don't, you know, hey, that's on you. But, you know, Amazing Lucas, political commentator, actually posted a couple of videos from Anime Expo 2022. And I heard there was like a fire warning or something like that. People were stuck in the convention, and it seemed the amount of people inside the dome. And I know that Anime Expo is one of the biggest anime conventions, and pretty much in Los Angeles, and having it in the biggest like convention center in LA, or in almost like in America, that it was like full on like packed to the brim. And I'm like, whoa, a lot of people really miss Anime Expo just to see that amount of people, and they're all stuck because of like some fire warning or something. Like, that has to be scary. Like, I don't know, from looking at it, and it was from bird's eye view, it was like crazy. It was like seeing a pound of ants just all over the place, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much Anime Expo. It looks nice. And there's also another convention I want to talk about, but yeah, it just looks huge, okay? But I am going to be seeing a couple of vids from Anime Expo just to get a good idea of what really happened, okay? Definitely not a convention I would, you know, go, like, I would choose FanimeCon, you know, pretty much. But being the biggest Anime Expo, at some point, I just, you know, it just makes me curious. What also makes me curious is what's going to happen within E3. So E3 is announced next year for under new management. So for a new match, like, you know, pretty much, I don't know, new staff, new employees, new CEO. I don't know what it is. There's been also like this whole thing going on, at least in America, about overlays or people like leaving off work, you know, kind of like, you know, being let go from their jobs or something like that. At least that's what I heard, because, you know, of course we're in a recession. That's just great. But yeah, E3 has been announced that, like, yeah, next year there's going to be E3. Of course, it's not going to happen this year. It would have been crazy if it did, because just the amount of conventions going on. I'm like, how can you keep up? But yeah, E3 has been announced for next year, and it's going to be like, something different, they said. I don't know what that means, something different, but I can only imagine that it's going to be like grassroots, and like how? It's E3. You can't go back to the bottom. You got to be somewhere in the middle or on the top, At least to me. I don't know how the management goes. I don't work for E3, but I never been to E3 at all. I wish I did, but I really hope they allow freaking guests in. It's usually people that are involved in the industry, involved into coverage of E3. But they haven't had anybody involving, like, just normal people, just normal everyday people like me, just want to go to the convention. And knowing that the tickets are expensive, and pretty much, it's also surrounded in different areas. Like, I wish it was like that. But of course, due to the height of E3, it's something completely different. But we're just going to wait and see. It's kind of like too early to tell of E3 2023. But it's something that I just am curious to really see more about. What is it going to be like, and how many of their game developers competitors are going to be in that convention, also competing against Summer Game Fest. And Summer Game Fest was good, was online, kind of like set up and everything, but I really do wish that some of these conventions, or at least both of them, were actually in that physical room, all together. Kind of like Gamescom. So pretty much, yeah, this is the last convention news, okay? Oh, Vince, you really like conventions. You're talking about a lot about conventions. Yes, I am. And Gamescom has been announced that it's coming this August 24 and 28. You thought E3, RTX Austin was big. You thought, like E3 was big, or Summer Game Fest was big, or Anime Expo. You have never seen Gamescom. If anything, I would argue that they're kind of like all together. Like, they literally beat all these conventions all together at once. And Gamescom is that big. So Gamescom, if you don't know, another gaming convention, but this one is involved in pretty much in Europe. It's held in Cologne, Germany, which is, in that area. I've never been to Europe, so I wouldn't know how big Cologne is. But from seeing this convention, it's unbelievably huge, okay? From the numbers, from how packed it is, it's a different beast. So, and they're having it on August 24 and 28. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to be like a super spreader event. I hate saying that, because when it comes down to conventions, a lot of times you just can't, I just don't want to worry about anything. I'm just like, yo, let me live my life. Let me see what's going on. Let me walk around. I want to walk around. I know it's going to be Walking Con. Oh, we're in Walking Con Expo 2022. I don't care. I'm here to see games, see stuff, see the events, and see things, see action. And that's what I'm looking forward to when Gamescom actually comes by. I mean, there's a lot of worries about what the event is going to be, obviously. But, man, I'm kind of curious. I am so happy that Gamescom is back. And for a convention like this, anything can happen. Anything can happen in this convention. It's going to be big. So I'm, curious to see what Gamescom, and pretty much it's also a convention that I wish I'd go. I mean, I have no interest of going to Gamescom. If anything else, like I really want to go to TwitchCon. I miss TwitchCon. Like, that's my favorite gaming convention. But for this one, Gamescom is pretty much like, it's going to be happening. It's like a full-on gaming parade inside this big dome in Cologne, Germany. I'm kind of curious what's going to go down. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. That's going to be huge. And another thing, pretty much, let's get into some gaming news. But before that, I really want to do a YouTube update real quick. Nothing crazy. I just noticed something. I noticed my viewership is going down, and I don't know why. Why is that? Like, pretty much the viewership and everything. This is not a good point. Like, I might have to submit some content that might be like, a little bit more, out there for your taste. And I really hope I fulfill that. But, yeah, what's up with the viewership? What's going on YouTube? What is happening? I hope I fix that, but it's just like bothering me. Maybe it might not, the viewership could be going up. It goes up and down in any day and every given day, of course. But as I'm recording this, like, it's been very low. I hopefully, that changes or anything. I don't know what video I have to make. I don't want to have to make an update video or a post like Oh, the viewership is down. No one wants to hear that. Nobody really cares. They care about the reads. And I'm giving you the reads. I'm giving you the goodness. So I'm going to give you the gaming news. And hopefully that might change it. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. Now, for this gaming news itself, I already talked about a bunch of gaming news. You hear me talk about the gaming conventions. I wouldn't say this is a gaming news itself. There's this YouTuber name or streamer, a very controversial YouTuber streamer. I mean, how many I talk about those? Am I right? Named Daniel DSP, I think, and literally declined a $50,000 deal with GameStar of a podcast. Literally, like, are you serious? I don't care what podcast or anything who's giving me that much money. It could be anything trollish. Like, hey, we're going to have this podcast of these 5 weirdos reading webtoons. And I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to actually be in that. Okay? Yes. And if it's $50,000, oh, heck yeah, I'm getting that. I might even wear a pic. I might show my face. You know, why not? You know, of course, you know, no one needs to pay me to show my face. You know, just go to my other social medias. But it's like, you know, like, seriously, like, pretty much for that big, like, you know, any worries of going there, a person that is known for actually begging money and stuff like that, at least that's what I heard of DSP. So yeah, you know, declining that much. Instead, he just begs money in his gaming streams of actually getting money. Like, hey, I need money for this and that. Well, how about you take the deal then? That could have been a big opportunity. Anyways, he declined it. And, of course, Keemstar got mad. And it was like, he doesn't get it. And, yeah, DSP got roasted. Oh, my gosh. He got roasted for that. Rightfully so. Because that's a big deal. 50,000, I can never understand that. Anything 50,000, listen, if you told me, like, to go out in the woods, hey, build a cabin by yourself, no clothes, I would do it. I would literally do it. Okay, I would literally do it. How long you want me to, how long will it take to get the cabin ready? I don't freaking care. I'll build a cabin. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I'll even build a mansion, no clothes, and I'll just have no equipment, just freaking bare hands and feet, and you better give me that $50,000. I'm being too desperate, okay? I'm being too desperate. $100,000. Give me $100,000 to go out in the wild and freaking Bear Grylls out in here. Okay, full survival mode in an island. It will be Castaway 2. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, that's just like doesn't make sense. Like, he declined the deal. $50,000 for just a podcast. A podcast. Are you serious? How and he said it would be good for, like, you know, community, and he had many good intentions, of course, but it doesn't make any sense. I was like, it's a $50,000 just to appear in a podcast. And what, you're worried about your reputation? I'm like, his reputation is already bad enough. Just the amount of times he begs and how he just, like, all these controversial moments that happened to him as well. I don't really care much to know about, you know, the SP. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know much about the guy. All I know is that he did this thing where he pulls out his thing on stream. The next thing is that he's known for begging money, and also he's just bad games. So, yeah, that was kind of like confusing. I'm like, why? 5,000? I needed that money, you know. I need anything. I'm acting crazy like this because I'm like, like, seriously, how does anyone decline that much? It's a good sums of money. You think you're going to make more than that? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No one's going to work with him after that. Because when you make a deal, especially something that public, especially how famous Keemstar is, like, that is unbelievable that you just declined. That is bad, okay? That would do more good to actually get it, but it does more bad to actually decline it. I'm being honest. Sorry, that's not gaming related, sort of, because these two are gamers. But let's talk about the Switch. So the Switch Pro is coming out this year. Yeah, pretty much it says so from what I heard, the Switch Pro. And for those that don't know, I'm a proud Switch owner. I mean, kind of like the only kind of gaming systems I have at this point. But it's a good one. I like it. I know the Steam Deck, it's kicking its butt, but I really like the Switch, you know, and I've been having it for a long time, especially the amount of games. I actually have this new game called Subnautica. It's pretty good, ocean style itself. I mean, Portal Knights is still my full-on addiction. I love that game because of how Minecrafty it is. And if I download Minecraft, oh, it's a summer hot boy summer goodness. Okay, not really, because I'm in my room playing video games, but it's like, man, I love sandbox games. You have no idea. I get creative with it. Anyways, But Switch Pro, I heard it's coming out this year. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like. I don't know what's gonna be or what it's gonna appear as. I'm just kind of like, very excited for like the new Switch. But what's the price? Oh man, if they had it at the same price as the actual Switch, that would be insane. I mean, pretty much, Switch, or at least Nintendo, is already like making headlines due to the fact that they deleted some of the other trailer videos for the Switch Lite and other Switch like related stuff. From what I heard, they don't take my word for it. But yeah, a new Switch is coming this year. I'm kind of like, interested. Is it coming this Christmas? Oh, that will be. You just gotta put that out there, huh? And the fact that I'm gonna have it my birthday. What? Oh, that would be golden. And if I bought it with my own money, what? And maybe you guys can support me on Patreon. Actually, I don't have it set up. I should have set up my Patreon. One day. Of course, maybe now. How about I do it now? Oh. Anyways, yeah. Also another thing, kind of like unrelated or anything unrelated of all of these. Gaming stuff. I don't know if this is gaming related. Is Discord for gaming? Because from what I heard, it is. Okay, so I've been trying to set up my Discord. Listen, I want to say this. Okay, this is just, and the reason why, because people that I want to actually have guests in, they say like, hey, do you have a Discord or something like that? So I don't really care to have much of Discord. I mean, I did have one for school reasons. I don't use a Discord. People are always like shocked, especially me as an influencer. What, you don't have a Discord? Dude, I don't use a Discord. You think I use a Discord for anything at all? Other than schoolwork or something? Yeah, maybe I should have a Discord. But let me say this, okay? I swear, the moment I'm going to make a video about me announcing that, hey guys, I have a Discord. Also, if you thought I have a Discord, why would I have a Discord? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. Literally, I was like, I'm a very expressive person, so I tend to really express how I really feel, especially about Discord. I have nothing against Discord. It's just that I don't use it. I don't use much anything of like what? Like anything social related. Look, if I was a major gamer, or maybe if I had enough friends, yeah, maybe I probably would Discord. I don't use like, Discord as much. You think pretty much I use Discord? No, I don't. Like what? Like literally someone was asking me, man, I can't wait. You should actually set up your Discord. I was like, wait, I have a Discord? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see why people are weirded out of like me having like not having a Discord. You think anyone in this planet, like you think everybody, look, not everyone is going to know what YouTube is. Not everyone is going to have an Instagram. Not everyone. There's some people that still use Facebook. Some people still use that as their main social. That's it. And that's cool. Me, I don't use much Discord. I don't know. I'm just getting that on my chest, okay? I swear. Woo! I'm not mad. I'm just saying. You think I use like full-on social medias like, Grindr and, Patreon and Facebook, and you think I have 1,000 social medias and thousands of things to use to, involve people in? But guarantee I will, and just to end the rant, okay, sure, that, yeah, I will be setting up my Discord. I just need to know how, because guess what? Oh, surprise, I don't use it much. Okay, I'm done with the rant. Anyways, let's talk about something animation, which is one thing. Okay, one thing. I knocked my phone. Knocked one thing, and it's me talking about boyfriends, and also like, if you saw my boyfriend's video, I did say something that, like, the fact that I just do not really get much, like seriously, out of nowhere, there was this like, few people just out of nowhere, all at once, giving me hate about reading boyfriends. And I'm just kind of confused. I'm like, what's wrong? And one thing I just want to make clear, listen, I read what you guys request, okay? That's how a lot of these series started. That's how this channel started in a ways. Someone requests something, I'm like, yes, sure, I'll read it, okay? If it's romance, if it's good, if it's, if it's not political, okay? I'll tell you that right now. I'll read it, okay? And if anything, pretty much boyfriends fit that line. But like, a lot of you have been supporting me of reading boyfriends, and how like, there's been a lot of supportive comments telling me like, hey, don't worry about the hate or anything. It's just that there's a lot of anti-boyfriends video. I'm not sure where it's coming from. I'm not sure if it's like has to do with like, I don't know. I don't really see that with any kind of like, LGBT kind of like, content at all. But for some reason, like, boyfriends is just getting bashed. I have no idea why. It's starting to get really bad. It's like, what is happening to boyfriends? What did boyfriends do or offend anyone? It's just a BL. It's like something that it just exists because there's not really a plot. Maybe because there's not a plot. Maybe it's kind of like the miraculous ladybug effect. And the way I say that is that, not to spoil Miraculous Ladybug, but there's been a lot of complaints, a lot of losing fans of Miraculous Ladybug because it just doesn't take itself seriously. The story is not going where it wants to. And maybe I sort of get that with boyfriends. Maybe there is like some sense of, I wish the story was emotional. I have to make it emotional by putting music, if you remember that premiere that I did. And I also have to make it in a way where it's sort of like me, but it's usually a very funny and nothing like anything crazy, but just like all fun and all blushes of this webtoon. And there is a part of me where, yeah, maybe I sort of understand the hate because it's a bunch of fans that, are annoyed because they just want something real, personal, and serious. And, of course, boyfriends is not serious. It's all fun. It's all having a good time. And, there's not a plot. And that's literally what Refrainbow said. There's no plot. There was never a plot. Okay? And I don't know what's the hate or something bashing about it, saying that it's like, anti-LGBT or something. Like, that's just dumb because it is catered to that and catered to me, obviously. But yeah, what's going on with the hate mob surrounding boyfriends? I don't know. I kind of am just curious because here's the thing. When it comes down to certain content that people don't like, I would understand it. I would literally understand. Look, I understand Eternal didn't do good in the movie box. I understand that Lightyear did not do good. Okay, and usually some of them are like, political opinions, or some of them are like, opinions of how it's just not good. And I kind of just wish I understand that because I don't really see that in boyfriends. I don't see it. I'm not blindsided. I'm not woke. I'm not any of that. I'm just like, what's with all the hate? Where is this coming from? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, is it because it's like not, LGBT enough? It's not a right representation of it? I don't know. Okay, I don't know anything of that. Look, I don't put any politics in any of my reads, but I keep thinking like, what is it? What is it? Like, I wish I could like hear them out. But the thing is that when I try to watch these videos, there's a part of me where I'm just worried. I'm worried that they're going to talk about me. And I'm kind of worried that I'm the reason. Like, even though I'm not, that sounds crazy. Okay, that sounds kind of crazy like Vince. That's a little too much there. But I just don't know. There's a part of me where I'm like, I don't want it to be me. Like, and not everything is about me. It's just that I always try to wonder, like, what's up with all the certain hate and stuff like that. And especially for a webtoon series this popular, being boyfriends. And being one of my favorite, my famous kind of like series out there in terms of me reading it is boyfriends. And I just can never let that down. It's a curious question that I'm kind of like also going to ask, like, with Rainbow, like, what's up with all the hate, stuff like that. And, all this address me, like, just a good explanation from somebody that doesn't like boyfriends. Just tell me what is wrong, okay? How hard is that? Gosh. Anyways, but yeah, that's just what I want to bring out. Man, I've been getting in my chest a lot. I needed that. In certain times like this, from anxiety and everything, and like I just want to really, express myself and just, just yell whatever. Especially like for this series itself, this is purely my opinions and what my, I guess, line of thinking is in terms of like what I share in these videos, especially during VinzTalk. But hope you enjoyed this VinzTalk. I'll see you when I see you. And yeah, hope you have a good time. Hope you be safe out there. And remember, one love. Peace.